All right. I'm looking at the top of my screen and I see this red box, and inside the red box it states we are live. I'm consulting my host manual. It in fact means that we are live. Go figure. So grateful and fortunate to have such a great American talent here, an American treasure this evening, and we're celebrating the holidays. I'm going to ask him, as if he needs one, if he would be so kind as to introduce himself to fine folks out there, Boney, if you would do the
Hey,
honors.
everybody out there in the internet world. My name is Boney James, and I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah, as are we, man. During his 30-year career, Boney James has released a staggering 19 studio albums. His long list of accolades include 4 Grammy nominations, 3 NAACP Image Award nominations, a Soul Train Award for Best Jazz Album, and 4 gold record certifications. In 2009, Billboard named him one of the top 3 contemporary jazz artists of the decade. In 2024, he became the first ever artist to score 20 number one singles on the Billboard Smooth Jazz chart, which is just astounding. Boney James music streams, get this, to 6 million globally a week. I have an abacus, man. I can get the 6 part, but the million is a real struggle, bringing total global streams to just under 2 billion. But again, who's counting? Just incredible. Past collaborators include Raheem DeVaughn, Faith Evans, George Benson, George Duke, Al Jarreau, really a who's who, Philip Bailey, Anthony Hamilton, Jaheim, Eric Benet, Dave Hollister, Kenny Lattimore, Angie Stone, and Layla Hathaway, just to name a few. And consider in his early days, before this, he worked with the Isley Brothers and Tina Marie, just astounding. Tonight, we're celebrating the holidays and this man. I'm Steve Harkins, your host for Talk Shop Live. Ladies and gentlemen, we're so fortunate to have an amazing American talent. Please welcome the one and only Boney James. Boney, thank you so much for being here this evening.
Steve, thanks for that introduction. That was really awesome.
I'll tell you what, I had the easy part. You actually produced the results, that led to it. And that's the edited version, by the way, the abridged version. And fans, I just want to say, if you'd like to ask Boney a question, you have a comment, use the chat function. We'll get to as many as possible. Boney, where do we find you this fine evening?
I am in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Nice.
So this is a little bit of a diversion from our tour. We've been on the bus in the Midwest for the last few weeks, and this gig came up in West Palm. We're reopening an historic club here called the Sunset Lounge. And our bus has gone to Omaha, and we flew down to West Palm. We're going to play
Nice.
tomorrow night and then meet the bus back in Omaha on Thursday and continue on in the Midwest.
It's amazing. The downside is you got the short end of the straw, and you're inside here with me as opposed to being outside in Florida.
Well, actually, I'm enjoying the hotel room time because we've been working really hard. I mean, it's not really work. It's nothing but fun. But having this night just to sit and chat with you is really awesome.
I'll tell you what, I feel the same, and I think you're being kind. I mean, people think, especially if they don't have a background of being a musician, that you leave the life of luxury, in that you work maybe 2.5 hours a day, and the rest is you're like a king. But the truth of the matter is inverted, and it's really 21.5 hours probably of work between the travel and everything else you do. And the life of luxury and enjoyment is really those 2.5 hours when you're performing in front of your fans.
Well, that's exactly right. You completely summed it up.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful expression of the reality.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And also let me state, Boney, what you do is extraordinarily important. I know music is generally synonymous with entertainment, but especially in today's somewhat contentious climate, you bring people together through your music, your art. When you set foot on stage, it doesn't matter, what their religious convictions are, their political affiliations. You unify every person, whether it's indoors, outdoors, wherever it is that you're performing. And it feels like these days it may be the one common thread that accomplishes that. And that's why I state it's extraordinarily important what you do. And thank you for it.
Thank you so much. I couldn't agree more. I mean, music has always for me, been a really important element in staying sane and making music and listening to music, and the opportunity to have the communal experience of sharing my music with the audience is just feels like true magic to me. And every night when we go on stage and I see people out there smiling and having a wonderful time, I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to participate in this positive energy, as you say, in this very difficult time that we're in.
That's great. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, people should be able to experience just once that energy that you can, that you can gather from a body of all these amazing fans. When you set foot on stage and you just scan that crowd. And if I may as well, Boney, you look absolutely amazing. I'll have 2 shots of what you're drinking. Maybe you should write a book. Man, it's how to keep yourself, upright and looking good. I won't divulge your age because I got chastised last time I brought that up, so I don't go down that road anymore. But kudos to you.
Thank you. Well, I feel good, and I think it is the music and the love that I have for the life that I'm leading. And I'm, as I said, I'm very, very grateful. And I say it on stage every night that I'm super grateful to still be out here doing this. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, absolutely. And it's, what, it's mutual. Us fans are so grateful as well. Congratulations on such a wonderful holiday compilation, this forthcoming release, "Tis the Season." I have to ask, when the primary source, well, there's one new recording, primary source of this music, the great albums "Christmas Present" and "Boney's Funky Christmas," when they were recorded, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they might have been recorded, during a time that wasn't during the holiday season. If in fact that was true, did you need to set a vibe, in terms of decorating the studio to try to capture the spirit?
Absolutely. And in fact, we strung some Christmas lights up when we were making the new track as well, just recently, this past summer.
Yeah,
But yeah, although I got to tell you, Christmas music, I think when you're enmeshed in creating it, it puts you in the holiday spirit. I mean, the songs are so evocative and so wonderful, and there's such a wealth of great music that has been created over the years. And those songs, they just put you in that headspace. And I tried to make some records that people would maybe even want to listen to when it wasn't Christmas, and some people tell me that they do.
no doubt about it. I think this compilation really, underscores it, for sure. Even though we're in the heart of the holiday season, it's just magical music. And I got to ask you, what drove the selection of the material for this compilation? Did you struggle a little bit? I'm sure there were a couple that you were on the fence, and it was hard, to say, okay, we got to move on, but this is it.
Well, yeah. So I mean, this record is essentially my favorite songs from each of my 2 previous Christmas records, and
Yep.
this brand new one that we just came up with, "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." Um, and for me, it was a little hard to winnow it down, because I really love all the songs on both of the records, but some just stood out as my work that I really respect that I did. As an artist, when you look back on the work that you've made before,
Yeah.
you can be a little judgmental at times. And these songs that are on this record are songs that, to me, I just still really like listening to almost as an audience member. And I puts a smile on my face. And that was the driving force, I think, in choosing the songs that ended up on this record.
That's great. I appreciate that insight. And, it takes great discipline from my perspective to somehow take traditional arrangements of well-established, long-standing classics and to some degree wipe the slate clean and to add your musical vision to these tracks. And on many of the songs, the material, on "'Tis the Season," you more than put your thumbprint on them. I mean, you almost turn some of these songs on the side of its head, but you still have common threads that, clearly indicate that these are some of the great classics that we grew up with through, various eras of time. But just curious, how were you able to do that, to kind of say, you know what, we're going to go from a different direction? How did you visualize that? Was it a challenge?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely challenging, but super
Yeah,
fun. I mean, for me, when usually I write most of my music, but every now and then I do a cover of a song that I love. And for me, the motive has always been a song that is just internalized inside of me, and I can hear it in my head as if I'm singing it on my saxophone because I think of the saxophone as my voice. And,
yeah.
my favorite Christmas records that I love are ones where the artist will take the Christmas melodies, which are so iconic, but add their own spin to it, like Ella Wishes You a Swinging Christmas,
Yeah.
or Elvis has a great Christmas record, or, when Bruce Springsteen sings a Christmas song, it's still a Bruce Springsteen song. So I'm trying to make it a Boney James song, but also still the Christmas song that you know and love. So I respect the melody, but I try and add my flavor to it. And the songs that I was able to do that on are the ones that ended up on the record.
Yeah, appreciate that, that vantage point too. It makes sense when you kinda draw inspiration, for other interpretations of some classics. And you cited some really great role models in terms of, feeding off of that. Were you a tortured artist when it came to sequencing this album as well, as far as the flow? I can only imagine.
Well, yeah, because it was since it's a compilation, it sort of tears up the template that I had for the previous 2 records, but it wasn't so hard. It kind of flowed. What I do when I'm sequencing the record is I will take all the songs and I'll make a Pro Tools session and back in the day when I was making these records originally, we had just like cassettes. So we had
Yeah,
to like take one cassette out and pop another one in to try and hear what the sequence would be like. Now, of
right.
course, with the computer, I can just take the files and put them in various orders and experiment. And I find I love sequencing records. I find that each record has an order that for me feels like the correct one, where each song is showing the next song in its best possible light. And this one flowed pretty easily.
I appreciate that. It's good. I look at it, in the sense of kinda like a sonic puzzle, right? Putting the pieces together.
Yeah. You're trying to tell a story, a
Yeah.
musical story.
Yeah, absolutely. Have to ask you this, you first started playing, the clarinet, in your New York, school band. But let's be honest, Boney, man, the clarinet's a wonderful instrument, but 2 years later, man, switching to sax at the teacher's request, I have to believe your social life blew up exponentially.
Well, it certainly expanded my musical palette, that's for sure.
Diplomatically answered, sir. Eh, no doubt about there's just
I
something about
started
the
to hear
sax.
music on the radio that incorporated saxophone. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
wait, now I can participate in that." So that was a really great thing.
absolutely. We kinda touched on this too, before, but, it's incredible to think that, it's over 30 years. I mean, in terms of the releases, but when you set foot on stage and you scan that audience, you're not just performing to those that, were fans with you from the beginning, but you picked up fans over time, ultimately multiple generations. And that's just got to be incredible. I mean, to consider that, again, your talent and your musical, your material continues to stand the test of time and cross over, demographics.
I'm so grateful for that. I mean, this last record that I just put out, Slow Burn, has an R&B single on it featuring a wonderful singer named October London, and it went top
Yeah.
10 on the R&B chart, which, for me, this far into my career, to have that achievement is really super gratifying. And then I even said that that was why Slow Burn is such an apt title for this record, because, here I am all these years into it, and I'm still
It
percolating along.
it is, yeah, it really is a testament, to you and the fact that, that you span the test of time. I mean, in terms of new material, and also being able to work with, today's contemporary artists and to continue to be relevant. I mean, uh, kudos to you for sure. I just wanted to, reach out to some of the fans. Audrey Calvin, is saying, "Hey, 49ers 8021. I have a feeling that's not on your driver's license, but thanking you, Boney, for taking the time out to be with the fans, as well as, KR, Hobgood and, Starlet Oliver saying hello, as well as AirTech. And we've got so many fans that are buying this album, and you're absolutely going to love it. Lisa, thanks for doing that. Rosa, thanks for being here, and Angie as well. And Tony, thanks for picking up a copy. And Jeff, I encourage every one of you, it's very limited copies that Boney has signed. When they're gone, they're gone.
Someone say much love from Uganda. Wow, that's wild.
It is pretty wild for sure, man. You're global. It's official. Electric Lady saying love your music. Sharon, thanks for being here. And Josette as well. And let's see, Kathy Eberts is saying sending you and your wife holiday wishes from Kansas City.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Annalisa saying hello. It was awesome to see you in Chicago a few nights ago. And that's what's pretty amazing. And looking at it from two different lenses, for you play a show, and I know you give it your all, but then you're kind of putting your sights on, okay, now what town are we going to next? And you have to move on. But, as the case with Annalisa, she shows up, and this is a moment in time that will forever be embedded in her memories. And so it's incredibly important that you treat each show almost as if it's your last one, because this is a lasting memory that people carry with them for years.
I am so focused when I get on stage every night. Honestly, playing live is what made me want to be a musician in the first place. The first time I got on the stage in a real club, that feeling, I wanted to never let it go. And it still to this day is my favorite thing to do. And I'm super committed to it, and as you mentioned earlier, every day that we're on the road is directed toward putting on a great show that night. And as soon as I hit the stage, I'm really focused, and the band as well. We love playing together, and we just give 110%. And when the audience responds, we feed off each other, and it's this moment of magic that happens. And really, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And appreciate that attitude that you carry. It resonates with the fans, and we can see that in the remarks this evening. Rainbow Ski 369 saying it's so cool to see you, Boney. I mean, that's what people love about this format is, kind of this intimate presentation and getting your insights.
Yeah, I'm distracted by all these comments.
Yeah. It is pretty incredible for sure. And you know what? It's a good opportunity for me to take this moment to say it's a great cause for celebration this holiday season. As the record-breaking, chart-topping, iconic sax player Boney James is unveiling a new Christmas compilation that's coming your way, and it's a must-own this holiday season. Entitled "'Tis the Season," we have a total of 12 tracks. The album officially releases this Friday, November 21st. However, TalkShopLive fans can purchase their copies right here and right now. And it's Boney James' way of saying thank you and happy holidays to you fine fans. He's personally autographed copies of "'Tis the Season" purchased here on TalkShopLive. And to order your copies, hit the shop button on TalkShopLive on socials, Facebook and Instagram. Comment shop. We'll DM you a link. Just click it. The rest is quick, easy, and pain-free. Unlike Boney, as he may have developed a slight arthritic condition, signing from the but likely well on the pathway to recovery, taking a bullet for the team. They're limited. And with this holiday season upon us, I cannot think of a greater, more unique gift you can give someone you care about. That, of course, includes yourselves. You all deserve a gift. You worked hard this year, and there's no greater way to show how much you appreciate his artistry than by owning a copy of Boney's "'Tis the Season" Christmas album. I'm feeling like this would be a great opportunity to hear a little music, Boney, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely, sure.
Here's the opening track from the forthcoming Christmas album, "'Tis the Season." Here's "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." Brendan, if you would, please roll the digital. So, Boney, this is the part in the show where some of the fans become irate because I cut off a great song right in the middle. But it's also for those that have been on the show before, they've seen it. They also know that to hear the rest of it, you have to buy the album. That's kind of how it works here. And let me tell you, the second half of this track is just as beautiful as the first half. Beautiful opener, beautiful arrangement with the sax lead. The instrumental accompaniment is terrific as well, and we really love the key work that's underneath the sax. And important to point out, this is the brand new track for this great compilation.
Thank you. Yeah, that's Javance Butler playing keyboards on the record, and he's the guy that's on the road with us right now. He's an amazing musician and a new addition to the band. So
Nice.
I flew him down to my studio in the backyard in Los Angeles, and we created this wonderful version, and I'm really proud of how this one turned out. It was really fun.
Yeah, it sounds phenomenal, and the bar was pretty high, but it sounds like he lived up to the bill, man, and he's delivering. Um,
I've seen a
Catherine,
lot of fans saying they couldn't hear the song. I don't know what that is all about.
not really sure, but sometimes on Meta, even though we try to have the songs
Oh,
whitelisted, sometimes they block it. It's like the evil social empire. Even though we love those, love Meta, but
bless their hearts.
sometimes it blows up in our faces. It's the beauty of doing this live without a net as well. For those of you, if you can't hear the music, you can go to TalkShop.live. You will definitely hear the music if for some reason. But either way, we appreciate you being here, and apologies for that. Maybe Boney will do some hand puppets or something for the next track. I don't want to put any pressure on the man, but Catherine Sinkfield Jenkins, thanks for being here. Tanya as well. And Brooklyn Spice, Carla Nichols, Hambrick, hello to you. And Georgia, thanks so much for being here as well. Skating, love the melody line, and the harmonizing throughout kind of adds a fresh touch, man. It's kind of a nice little twist to this fan favorite for Charlie Brown Christmas. Outstanding sax, once again featured here. And again, bold piano work. To help close out this one. And this, as a number of the tracks, was produced by you, Boney.
Yes, this particular track, I'm really proud of how it turned out as well. Of course, it's from Charlie Brown's Christmas, Vince Guaraldi, and the original is the piano playing those harmonies. And I thought, wouldn't it be neat to have the two soprano saxophones? So I'm doubling myself, harmonizing and playing the melody. And Phil Davis is a wonderful keyboard player from Atlanta that's playing the piano, and an amazing drummer named Dave Weckl, who was very famous for playing with Chick Corea's band for many,
Wow.
many years.
Yeah.
Came in the studio and added that very jazzy sort of drum stuff that's on there. And I think might be the jazziest track that I've ever recorded, but it's still unmistakably Christmas, unmistakably Charlie Brown, and still sounds like Boney James. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the harmonies with those two saxes that you came up with too, which again just puts your thumbprint, your stamp on it.
thank you.
Absolutely. And the Christmas song, really nice arrangement here. Possible not to feel in the spirit of the season listening to this rendition. This one was produced by Paul Brown, whom you did a lot of work with.
Yeah. Well, Paul and I first met back in the early 90s when we were both working for Bobby Caldwell, the wonderful singer at the time.
Yeah.
And Paul was an aspiring producer and I was an aspiring recording artist. And we got together and made my first record, Trust. And I really learned a lot about producing from Paul. Actually, I think the Christmas record is the first record that I co-produced with Paul.
Right.
And but I remember very vividly recording those songs in his garage in Sherman Oaks in California.
Yeah.
And middle of the summer, and David Torkanowski was the keyboard player on that. And that melody has always really inspired me. I think that's one of the most beautiful Christmas songs ever written, and not a traditional one. The one that he made up, Vince Guaraldi, and I think it's just so beautiful.
I completely agree for sure. And with that, buckle up, folks. If you can't hear it again, my apologies. But let's hear another track from Boney's forthcoming Christmas album, "'Tis the Season." Here's Jingle Bells. Don't go, oh, not Jingle Bells. Oh, yes, Jingle Bells. Wait till you hear this rendition. Once again, Brendan, please roll the digital. I'll tell you what, I mean, it just is my impression of the track, because I wasn't there for the session, but the percussion, opens the track and lays down this exotic rhythm that sets the tone. It feels like for the sax work, I love that. And so is that kind of how it unfolded? Was it, did it start with kind of the percussion work and then you kind of work with that, or was it the other way around?
This is one of those songs where I was just trying to brainstorm about a creative and interesting but still Christmassy
Yeah,
way to bring this song into my world. And I just got this, I thought, a great idea to make it sort of a Latin tinged percussion track. And then it's Paulinho da Costa is a very famous percussionist who's actually playing on this record. He played on all the Michael Jackson stuff and
amazing.
thousands and thousands of records. So the two of us were side by side in the studio, and I sort of sang to him what I thought the groove should be, and then we just started playing
I
and
love it.
captured some magic.
That,
I
that
think it really jumps out of the speakers.
Absolutely. And again, it's just really refreshing. Yeah, I mean, again, how many times have we heard the traditional version of this song? And my hat's off to you. As I said before, it does take discipline and the ability to kind of wipe the slate clean to some degree to kind of go there. And that's what's really impressive. It's just a beautiful version of it for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks to Catherine for ordering a copy of Boney James 'Tis the Season. You're going to absolutely love it. Jeannie Abner Lee, thanks for being here. Eric Parker, hello. New York City in the house. Appreciate you being here. Catherine Jenkins, thanks. And Joyce Barney Valentine. Stella saying, Boney, hey, just saw you at the Birchmar earlier this month, which is a great venue. Yeah, absolutely. Sharon wants to know, when will the CD be released? I bought one. It's this Friday, right, Boney? Unless you change
It
your
is.
mind.
No, it's Friday. The record
Yeah.
is coming out Friday.
And how is it? I mean, you've probably been sitting with this. Well, of course, the incarnations, the original versions of most of these tracks. I mean, date back 1996 to
The first record was
2007.
96. Yeah, the records were spaced apart, but I mean, I was really excited when the label called me and said, you want to make a new Christmas song, and I really felt inspired.
Yeah,
to- to
and tell me too. This
revisit
is kind of
Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is kind of the inner workings of the industry. But I believe were both of these recordings originally released on Warner? Is that right?
The first record was on Warner Brothers,
Yeah,
and the second record was on Concord.
got it. So the first one, did a lot of your material revert back to you from Warner? Is that what happened?
Well, actually, I believe Concord had bought all the rights to all of my Warner Brothers records
Nice.
in a large deal a few years ago. So all of my stuff is under the Concord umbrella now, even the Warner Brothers records, and it's great. That gives them the opportunity to do fun things like this.
Yeah, and you know what? They're very passionate about their artists and very music centric. So you're in a good group, and that's no disrespect to the old days at Warner, but we move on.
It was a great time to be at Warner Brothers when I was actually there at the very end of the Mo Austin and Lenny Waronker period. So it was for people who are music historians. It was a great time to be there in
Yeah.
Burbank, and I was glad that I got to taste a little bit of that.
I'll tell you what too, my background, like most people in the music industry, started as a musician, but I worked in wholesale. I dealt with the Warner people, and
Wow.
they were always very passionate about your projects. I can say
It
that
was
for
a great
sure.
time, but Concord is really carrying that tradition on, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, absolutely. You're in a good place for sure. The two goats, Boney and Kenny, according to 49ers 8021. Thank you, 49ers. And Clyde Evans is saying, see you Friday night, brother.
Cool. Looking
Uh,
forward to
Roch-
it.
Rochelle Lynn Causey saying, love, love, Boney. Gives an amazing vibe in concert. Yeah, absolutely. As well as in the studio and these recordings that he's sharing with all of us. Jacqueline, thanks for being here. Bridget as well, and Paula. There's just so many of you. I don't want to shortchange anyone, but we only have so much time to cover all this stuff. And I just want to remind everybody again, we're celebrating this great new Christmas compilation that's coming your way entitled "'Tis the Season." 12 tracks in total, including one great new track, which you heard a portion of it releases this Friday. And Talk Shop Live fans can purchase right here, right now. And is Boney's way of thanking you, fans, and wishing all happy holidays. He has graciously agreed to autograph copies of "'Tis the Season." Purchase here at Talk Shop Live. Click the shop button on Talk Shop Live if you're on Instagram or Facebook. Shop is what you have to comment. We'll DM you a link, click it, and the rest is quick and easy. And there's no greater way to show how much you appreciate the man, the myth, the legend, one Boney James. Let's hear another track from Boney James' forthcoming Christmas album, "'Tis the Season." Here's "This Christmas." Once again, Brendan, please roll the digital.
Mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. This Christmas, fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Presents and cards are here. My world is filled with cheer and you. This Christmas, and as I look around, your eyes are sure to tell they do. This Christmas, fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night. This Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Yeah.
Really important touch on this one, featuring Dee Harvey. Wonderful vocal performance, feel good arrangement. Did Dee record this in your presence? Were you both in the studio when he laid it down?
Boy, that's a tough question. I don't remember.
It's okay. You're allowed. It was a while ago. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but we lost this talent far too young, did we
No,
not?
I think he must have, because this was back in the 90s and we didn't have the ability to cut records the sort of virtually the way we do now. So we must have been in the same room when we recorded it.
No doubt. But listen, the fact that you're still here and making a difference is a modern, medical miracle, and a testament to how you take care of yourself. We can't expect you to remember every nuance. The fact that you were brave enough to show up on this show, I think, man, we got to cut you slack for sure. Yeah, Santa Baby, love this arrangement, a bit mystical, airy arrangement. One of the most unique interpretations of the classic, personally, I've heard to date. I've heard a lot of renditions of this
Thank you.
absolutely gorgeous vocal work by the one and only Shantae Moore. And
Yes, and now I remember this one.
I'm thinking you did. It was Shantae Moore.
She came over to my backyard studio and we had a wonderful afternoon recording this. Daryl Smith helped me arrange this particular track on keyboards. He's a wonderful keyboard player. He's actually on the road with Stevie Nicks right now, and he and
Nice.
I go way, way back. Have made many, many songs together. But this groove, when I came up with it, and I thought, oh, this could work for Santa Baby, and I thought it was pretty bold to make it sort of a slow, grindy R&B track, and I love listening to it still. I think it just really turned out great.
It did turn out great, and again, it
That.
just yeah, it just shows the discipline and, the fact that you can wipe that slate clean. It's just, to me, it's just amazing. Christmas Time is here. Once again, another, classic from Charlie Brown Christmas. Great vibe while still remaining, faithful to the original, slightly softer approach and wonderful solo from you and
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. And you put your sax print, if you will, on this one. Magical musical medicine sorely needed during these challenging times. This one's beautiful. Terrific close as well, if I might add.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cynthia Bird Allen's listening from Atlanta. Love your music, Boney. Wesley Taylor, thanks for being here. And Davida, thanks for being here. Also, Malcolm, we love you, brother Boney from Hampton, Virginia. Thanks for being here, Malcolm. And Soretta Durant, I play Boney at work all day long. I love your music, and I'm sure you're incredibly productive as a result of it, right? As opposed to spending all day on the internet doing who knows what. So kudos to you. That's a great choice, and I think your company appreciates that as well. So, let's see here. Kareet Turk is saying, I was just grooving to More Than You Know yesterday. Look at that. And Tish Jackson saying, Detroit loves Boney James. And Rock 404 is asking, shows in Brazil, question mark. Let me just say, Boney, I'm packing my bags. If you need somebody to carry your sax case for you, I am ready, willing, and able.
When people ask me to come to their countries or their towns, I say, the best way to make that happen is to contact the festivals, write the promoters and the festivals or the clubs that you see music in and tell them you want to see us, because that's how that stuff works.
Yeah, really important. Yeah, put friendly pressure on the concert promoters and those that are putting on those fests. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Tannenbaum, man, velvety, so smooth sax, again with wonderful accompaniment on keys, a mesh between the two, and the band soon kicks in and takes this track to a soaring new level. Nice guitar work, and eventually works into almost into like a trance-like state. Man, just a glorious version of this.
Yeah, this one I tried to open it up a little bit. I definitely play the melody, and it's O Tannenbaum, but then we sort of go off on this little funk exploration in the middle.
Yeah.
And I felt free enough to do that, and I hope the fans come along for the ride.
I sure did, for sure, man, and I'm not getting off. Let's see here. Coffee saying, "Feel better, Boney," is assuming that maybe you have a little bit of a cold. Are you a little under
Yes,
the weather?
I have been. I'm getting over a cold. We played. Golly, I think we had 9 shows in 5 days. We had a couple of two-a-nighters, and I was a little bit under the weather. But every time I get on stage, I feel great. So.
You know what I promised Boney before the show started? No TMZ moments, but here's one. Boney's human.
Yes.
We did not know that. And let's see here. Tammy is here from San Antonio, Texas. Phyllis White, thanks for being here. Maurice Horace Thompson saying, hello, Boney. I met my fiance at your concert last month at the Wiltern in Los Angeles. But here's where he crosses the line. He wants to know if you can give her a personal phone call for him. She would love it. Next, you're going to be asking for a loan and for him to show for you. I'm going to go on a limb. I don't represent him, but he's not available to do that, Maurice, but really appreciates your support. But man, kudos for you, and kudos to get me to actually read that and put Boney paint him in the corner on that one. Yeah, Angie's Boom Boom Room, thanks for being here. Gina Hart ordered hers and is super excited to get it. And Shirley Evans, Cincinnati in the building. Thank you for being here, Boney. And again, great cause for celebration. New Christmas compilation entitled 'Tis the Season, 12 tracks. It's a must-own during this holiday season. It releases this Friday. You can purchase your copies right here, right now. And as importantly, to accompany this great set of music, Boney has graciously agreed to sign copies purchased here for you fans. So just hit the shop button on Talk Shop Live and on the socials on Facebook and Instagram, comment shop, and we'll DM you a link. Click it, and the rest is quick and easy. And there's no greater way to show much how you appreciate this amazing talent. Merry Christmas, baby. Man, funky, jazzy vibe on this one. Terrific vocal interpretation by the great Angie Stone. Did you collaborate on the vocal approach with her, Boney? Also, outstanding sax work here as well. This one's so
Thank you
good.
so much. Yeah, this was really exciting for me. I'd always been an Angie Stone fan, and sadly, she passed away
Yeah,
last year, tragically. But this was a great moment when she came over to my house, and we hung out in the studio. And I had come up with sort of my idea for how I wanted the track to go. I always loved Charles Brown's version of this song,
right.
sort of more of a bluesy take on it, but I tried to give it a little more of an R&B flavor, almost a little bit of a Minneapolis sound, and she just came right along with it and just lit it up with these vocals and all the background vocals that are on there. She just made that stuff up on the spot. And I'm always so amazed at singers when they can, harmonize with themselves and create these stacks of vocals that just stuff I could never conceive of. And I was in awe the whole time we were working on this.
Yeah, I always remind people too, you know what? You have to deal with wooden reeds, and sometimes you get a curveball with some of those as a sax player. Vocalists, have vocal cords and they can't change out their vocal cords like reeds or guitar strings. And so it is kind of mythical and magical,
Yeah,
when you consider an artist that, of her magnitude. And fortunately, her performances and music will live on, and that's the beauty of music.
absolutely.
Sleigh Ride, man. This was produced by you and Paul. Great sax lines throughout, great vibe. And then we get to What Are You Doing New Year's Eve? The great Bobby Caldwell,
Yeah.
velvet vocals, beautiful vocal interpretation, and your sax complements this track and the vocal so incredibly well. And this one just feels timeless, and yet another superb talent, man, that we lost too soon. And what a great songwriter as well.
Yeah, Bobby Caldwell, I spent about 8 years as a sideman before I started making my own records. And one of the very last gigs that I had was playing with Bobby. And it was my favorite gig that I ever had as a sideman because his music was so fantastic,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he really let the players play. He gave me a big featured spot in his show. And I think that was one of the reasons I caught some attention to be able to start my solo career. So I'm always very grateful to Bobby. And when I made this Christmas record, I reached out to him and asked him to come and guest on it. And we got in the studio live with the band. And this is an actual live recording of us all in the studio together playing at the same time. And it's got that magic.
It sure does have that magic. Yeah, well stated for sure. And another one that fortunately we have is music that'll help carry the legacy, and the, what a great talent. And then appropriately so, you close the album with Old Lang Syne. Wonderful exotic intro and beautiful sax lines enhancing the standard melody line, and such a joyous feel, and really great interpretation of the standard.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this one particularly, I was really proud of how the guitars turned out. This is a very well-known session guitar player named Dean Parks, who played with Steely Dan and
Yeah.
so many wonderful records. And he came over and we sat together and created this sort of ethereal vibe. I thought it was kind of a unique take on it. And w- it's great to have a Christmas, to have a New Year's song, because we do play on New Year's Eve sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. In fact, you're doing a couple of shows on the West Coast, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah, we're going to ring in the New Year's at Yoshi's in Oakland,
Wow.
which we've been doing for the last few years, and I think we're arranged to be coming back there next year as well. So it's always a joy to ring in New Year's at Yoshi's in Oakland if people want to come down for that.
That sounds amazing for sure. And let's see here. We've got Marlana, who said missed you in Scottish Rite in Collinswood, New Jersey this year. And I'm not a big emoji guy, but a lot of frowny faces, I guess you would call it. So sorry, Marlana, but there will be a next time. And thanks for being here now. Cincinnati's in the building. Shirley Evans, and this Wesley Taylor, again, thanks for being here. Cheryl Roberts, you're so talented. Your music resonates. with the mind and soul. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you
Could not
guys so
agree
much for
more.
joining us.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe Mathis is saying how great it is to have you here. And Brenda Fells is saying, can't wait to get this Christmas CD. I own everything he's made. Wow. And
I
Janine
appreciate it.
is Aldridge is saying, Boney James, thank you for autographing the CD. I love your music. I hope you come back to Cincinnati, Ohio next year. And you heard the man. Get those writing petitions, email, tell those concert promoters, club owners.
Make some
The
noise.
Yes, force that hand. You know what? Just like politics, right? What, the more the public speaks, they respond. Michelle's saying, I'm in Grand Rapids. I bought 4 slow burns, so I want to get your Christmas music since I listened to you since 1992,
Wow.
and I've introduced others to follow your music. Thanks for all of your music. So, and that's, isn't that the wonder, just the wonderment of really devoted fans, where they spread the gospel, right? I mean, they turn so many friends and family members onto it, and it's a gift that keeps on giving.
I'm so grateful to the people that appreciate my music, and it's not the same when they're not there. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it, for sure. And again, let me just remind everybody, "'Tis the Season's" coming out this Friday. We have a total of 12 wonderful tracks. This is a must-own for this holiday season. And Talk Shop Live fans can purchase your copies here right now by clicking on the shop button. Those of you on Facebook or Instagram, just comment the word shop, and we will text you or DM you a link. Click it, and the rest is quick and easy. And thanks for your support. And as importantly, Boney has graciously agreed to autograph copies of "'Tis the Season" purchased here on Talk Shop Live. What an amazing gift. I mean, and I'll have a word about that, some insight, my thoughts, as if you find folks care. You care about Boney, not me. But there's no greater way to show how much you appreciate his artistry than by owning a copy of this. So what does the balance of 2025 hold for you? You've got dates, I believe, right?
We have dates. Yes. Well,
Yeah.
we've been on the road for over a month already, having a wonderful time, and we've got 1 week left of shows. And then we go home for Thanksgiving and then back on the road. We're playing in Seattle in early December and at 3 nights at Jazz Alley, and then Oakland, and then Smooth Jazz Cruising at the top of the year again with Marcus Miller and all of our friends
That's
at
great.
sea, and tons of shows lining up for 2026 as well. So,
Any other breaking news you can share with us that you got in the works for 2026?
I mean, the record company wants another record right away.
We like that.
I am still in the percolating mode and still enjoying being out here playing the slow burn CD for everybody. So it's not even a germ of an idea yet. So we'll have to wait and see what the future brings. But one thing that after 30 years of doing this, I know that eventually I'm going to get that itch to put out another record. And,
no doubt. And there's a welcome mat with your name on it. It says Concord Records on it. So they're ready, willing, and able. And before we let you go, we'd like to thank all of the fans, and there were so many of them, for being here this evening. Thank you. And also, we'd like to welcome back Concord Records to Talk Shop Live, with special thanks to our friend Kathy Kemp. Thank you, Kathy, for helping make this happen. And also to Jason Linder, you as well. Thank you. And to Heidi Callison, also from Concord. And a big thanks to Barbara Rose. And also to Natalie Parnes, both from Primary Wave. We love Primary Wave. And to Drew Feinerman at Beautiful Digital for helping us on the social front, collaborating, to our fulfillment partners who ensure that you get the Boney James CDs signed directly to all media supply. Thank you. And to Brian, Tina, Brad, Joe, Jenny, Lavani, Marty, Kate, Sam, and behind the scenes doing yeoman's work as always, Brendan Quinn. Thank you, Brendan, all from Talk Shop Live. But most importantly, thanks to Boney James for continuing to share his musical gifts with all of us. And Boney, before we part company, any last words you'd like to share with the fans this evening, this holiday season?
Well, I want to thank you, Steve, for doing such a wonderful job moderating this thing. It's been a blast.
Thank you.
And as always, I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season with their families. And thanks for listening to my music.
Absolutely. And you know what? Before we call it a night. We just want to remind everybody to pick up a copy of 'Tis the Season right here on Talk Shop Live, autographed by the man himself. And while you're at it, pick up copies for your friends and family. It's a unique gift that will last a lifetime. Music and art is truly the gift that keeps on giving. And I'm going to virtually stare you in the eyes, folks, and say, let's face it, our go-to often is the gift card. And frankly, that's pretty lame. With the amount, once it's exhausted, it has no value. But worse yet, it becomes landfill. Give the wonderful gift of Boney James. You know, your friends and family will thank you for it. And as I said before, you've worked hard. You deserve a gift. I can't think of a better one than this album. And having a good authority will enhance everyone's quality of life. Boney, thank you so much for being here. Really enjoyed it. What a great album, and keeping the spirit alive. As I said before, magical musical medicine that we sorely need. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much. It was a blast. Really had a wonderful time.
And
Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yes, absolutely. With that, everyone, stay safe, enjoy life, and happy holidays. So long, everybody. Boney, we'll see you again, I hope.